Simon Calvert is Deputy Director of the Christian Institute. Good morning to you, Simon.
Good morning.
Morning. What do you make about the National Trust's insistence that volunteers at this property have to wear the Gay Pride Rainbow badge?
Well, I think it's the very opposite of tolerance and diversity, isn't it? Look, if this was a Stonewall property, then, of course, as a gay rights group, it could insist that people involved in it, wear the rainbow flag. It's obviously a symbol of gay rights, but it's not. It's the National Trust. So the volunteers who volunteered did so because they believe in preserving public monuments, because they want to promote history. It's very different from promoting gay rights. So I actually think it's pretty awful of the National Trust to humiliate loyal volunteers by banning them from meeting members of the public for refusing to wear a symbol of gay pride.
Their argument is that one of the key donors of this particular property was gay, and therefore, because this property, the upkeep of it, the very existence of this property today was down to a gay man's money largely, that it is important to celebrate his gayness when taking people around the building. I mean, do you not get that argument?
I think there's a couple of things you could say about that. I mean, if you look at the range of National Trust properties, the people who've donated the homes and the people associated with them, they represent a very wide range of beliefs, opinions, philosophies, lifestyles. I'm struggling to think of another example where people actually have to actively celebrate the lifestyle or beliefs of the founder or donor of the home in order to be a volunteer. Think of Wallington Hall, which is close to us here in Northumberland. A lot of the people associated with Wallington Hall were evangelical Christians, people like Zachary Macaulay, associated with people like William Wilberforce. Now, if the National Trust at Wallington Hall changed their policy to insist that in order to be a volunteer there, you had to wear a cross to symbolise the Christian faith of people associated with Wallington Hall, I think a lot of people would be surprised at that. I don't think everybody would welcome that, and I would agree. I think it's very personal. If you're wearing a symbol of a very particular cause which represents a very particular set of moral or religious or philosophical values, it's very personal to you. So to be told you must wear this symbol to show your support for this set of values, I think it's profoundly invasive of people's conscience. So I wouldn't expect Wallington to be able to insist that people wear a symbol showing their support for the evangelical Christian faith, even though I'm an evangelical Christian. And by the same token, I don't think that Felbrigg should demand that people wear a symbol of their support for gay pride.
Why would anyone have a problem with showing their support for gay pride, though?
Well, because people have a range of opinions. I mean, even the National Trust have managed to recognise that people actually do have different opinions. We can't pretend, and we have to stop trying to force people to behave as if we all agree about every detail of the gay rights political programme. We don't. I mean, if you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew, or for whatever reason you embrace mainstream traditional morality and ethics, then you are going to be, more or less in a disagreement with gay rights, with homosexuality itself. Now, of course, the way the current discourse goes on is sort of presented as if either you agree with all of the current demands of gay rights politics, or you hate, despise gay people and so on. There's this kind of binary kind of viewpoint that it's sort of all or nothing. But of course, the truth is that people have a range of opinions. There are some aspects of gay rights they support. There are other aspects that they don't. And people come at this question from all kinds of different points of view. And especially people who do have a religious faith, they may know and love and get on famously with family, friends and others who are in same-sex relationships. But that doesn't mean that they endorse the full gay pride political agenda. And, just because if I may make the point, just because the BBC, for example, is spending the summer kind of celebrating the gay pride movement, doesn't mean that everybody in Britain is. There is actually a range of opinions on this, and a genuine tolerance and diversity would actually recognise that, respect that there are differences of opinion, allow people to express those different points of view, and we can listen to one another. But this is not that. This is an intolerance of any disagreement. This is demoting people, loyal volunteers, for not signing up to a quite controversial political agenda. And it is suppressing people's consciences. And I think whoever you are, you should be concerned if people are trying to coerce people's consciences on ethical, moral, social issues.
Simon, thank you very much indeed. Simon Calvert, who's Deputy Director of the Christian Institute.